Have you ever noticed something strange? Two people can start gardening at the same time, use similar plants, similar tools, even similar soil, yet 5 years later, one garden is thriving, lush growth, healthy plants, consistent harvests, very few serious problems, while the other garden feels like a constant struggle. Plants come and go, pests appear repeatedly, soil seems weaker every year, and nothing stays healthy for long. Why? Most people think it comes down to effort, or experience, or luck. But that's rarely the real reason. Because the gardens that thrive for years usually have one thing in common: they are built as systems, not collections of plants, and that difference changes everything. Most struggling gardens focus on individual problems. A pest appears, deal with the pest. A plant declines, replace the plant, leaves turn yellow, add fertilizer. Everything becomes reactive, problem after problem, season after season. But thriving gardens operate differently. They focus on strengthening the environment itself, because when the environment improves, many problems stop appearing in the first place. The first hidden reason successful gardens last for years is soil health. Not just soil quality, soil health. There's a difference. Quality is what you buy. Health is what develops over time. Healthy soil contains life, microorganisms, fungi, worms, organic matter, thousands of invisible interactions happening beneath the surface, and those interactions support everything above it. Stronger roots, better nutrient absorption, improved moisture retention, greater resilience. This is why older healthy gardens often seem easier to manage. The soil is doing more of the work. Every year the foundation becomes stronger, not weaker. Another reason thriving gardens endure is consistency. This sounds simple, but it matters enormously. Successful gardens rarely experience constant extremes, extreme watering, extreme feeding, extreme interventions. Instead, conditions remain relatively stable, and plants love stability. Roots develop better, microbial populations remain stronger, recovery after stress becomes easier, the entire ecosystem functions more efficiently. Many struggling gardens aren't actually suffering from neglect, they're suffering from inconsistency. Too many changes, too many corrections, too many attempts to force results, and every disruption weakens the system slightly. Over time, those small disruptions accumulate. Another hidden factor is biodiversity. Nature rarely relies on one thing, and thriving gardens don't either. Different flowers, different vegetables, different herbs, different root systems, different flowering periods. This diversity creates resilience, because every plant contributes something different. Some attract pollinators, some support soil life, some confuse pests, some improve structure underground. Together, they form a network, and networks are stronger than isolated parts. This is why monoculture gardens often struggle long-term. One weakness can affect everything, but diverse systems absorb pressure better. Another reason some gardens thrive for years is predator support. This is one of the most overlooked factors in gardening. People focus heavily on pests, but rarely think about predators. Ladybugs, hoverflies, ground beetles, parasitic wasps, spiders. These insects are working constantly, reducing pest pressure before problems become severe. Thriving gardens provide habitat for them, flowering plants, shelter, food sources, and once predator populations establish, the garden becomes far more self-regulating, not pest-free but balanced, and balance is what matters. Another hidden advantage is patience. This sounds obvious, but it changes everything, because successful gardens are rarely built quickly. They mature gradually. Soil improves gradually. Plant relationships strengthen gradually. Beneficial populations increase gradually, and people who understand this avoid unnecessary interference. They allow systems time to develop. Many struggling gardens never reach maturity because major changes happen constantly. The environment never stabilizes, and unstable environments rarely become resilient. Now here's something interesting. Thriving gardens usually experience failure too. Plants die, weather causes damage, pests appear, mistakes happen. The difference is not the absence of problems, the difference is recovery. Strong systems recover faster. Weak systems collapse. That's the real dividing line. Recovery, not perfection. This is why experienced gardeners often seem calm during setbacks. They trust the system, because they've seen it recover before. Another reason successful gardens last is observation, not constant action. Observation. People often assume experienced gardeners know more facts, but usually, they notice more patterns: which plants struggle, where water collects, how sunlight shifts, when insects appear, what changes after rainfall. Patterns reveal causes, and causes reveal solutions. This is why observation often solves more problems than products ever will, because once you understand the pattern, you can address the source, instead of treating symptoms repeatedly. Another hidden reason some gardens thrive is healthy moisture management. Not perfect watering, stable moisture. Healthy soil structure helps, mulch helps, ground cover helps, organic matter helps. All of these reduce extreme fluctuations, and stable moisture reduces plant stress dramatically, because stressed plants attract more problems, again and again. The same principle appears: reduce stress, increase resilience, strengthen the system. Another factor most people underestimate is plant placement. Thriving gardens use space intelligently. Tall plants protect sensitive plants. Heat-loving plants receive maximum sunlight. Moisture-loving plants occupy cooler areas. Wind-sensitive plants receive protection. Everything works together, not accidentally but intentionally, and these relationships improve year after year. Another reason some gardens remain productive for decades is they feed the soil instead of constantly feeding the plant. This distinction matters, because healthy soil continues producing benefits long after individual applications disappear. Every season, organic matter accumulates, biological activity increases, structure improves, and the system becomes more capable of supporting growth naturally. This creates compounding results. Each year benefits from the improvements made before. That's one reason old established gardens can feel almost effortless compared to new ones. Years of small improvements accumulated. Now here's something most people never consider. Thriving gardens often contain imperfections, a few weeds, occasional insect damage, natural variation. And that's important, because ecosystems need flexibility. Perfectly controlled environments often become fragile, but flexible systems adapt, and adaptability is one of the strongest forms of resilience. Nature has always worked this way. Not through perfection, through balance, through adjustment, through recovery, and gardens are no different. Now let's talk about the biggest hidden reason of all. Mindset. People who build long-lasting gardens stop thinking season to season. They start thinking year to year, sometimes decade to decade. Every decision becomes part of a larger system. Every improvement strengthens the future. Every season builds upon the last. And that long-term thinking changes behavior completely. Less panic, less reaction, less chasing quick fixes, more patience, more observation, more consistency. And those habits quietly create stronger gardens over time. Most people look at thriving gardens and see healthy plants, beautiful flowers, strong harvests. What they don't see is the system underneath, the soil, the biodiversity, the predator populations, the stability, the accumulated improvements, all the invisible factors working together. That's the hidden reason some gardens thrive for years. Not luck, not secrets, not magic. Systems, healthy systems, built gradually, strengthened consistently, and allowed to mature over time. Because when the system becomes stronger every year, the garden does too.